Hi, I'm Linda from English Learning Mind Map. Today, we will learn about aeronautical skydiving. Aeronautical skydiving. To embrace exhilaration and defy limits through aeronautical skydiving, a diver must respect the laws of physics. Basically, we are using flight-themed phrasal verbs to explain the rush of jumping from a plane. Pre-flight briefing. As a core pillar of aeronautical skydiving, the pre-flight briefing is where you go over the jump plan and run through the safety steps. In simple terms, you are reviewing all the rules before you leave the ground. Equipment check. Equipment check is a branch of the pre-flight briefing used to look over the parachute and check out the reserve handles. This means examining every part of your bag to make sure it is perfect. Rigging inspection. During a rigging inspection, you must pull on the pilot chute cord and remember to zip up the container tightly. To put it simply, you are testing the strings and closing the zippers so nothing falls out. Safety drills. Safety drills serve as a functional layer of the pre-flight briefing to act out your exit and work at your body position. Essentially, you are practicing your moves on the ground so you don't forget them in the air. Emergency procedures. Within emergency procedures, you learn when to cut away a bad chute and fall back on your secondary canopy. In other words, you practice releasing the main fabric and using your backup plan to land safely. Freefall Mechanics. Freefall Mechanics is a vital branch of aeronautical skydiving where you hurtle down at high speeds and stabilize one's form. Simply put, this is the part where you are falling fast before the parachute opens. Terminal velocity. Terminal velocity is a core part of freefall mechanics where your speed will level off even as you continue to speed up initially. This means you reach a steady, maximum speed as you drop through the sky. Aerodynamic drag. Through better management of aerodynamic drag, you can slow down your fall and buff out the air resistance with your suit. To put it simply, you use your body shape to change how fast the wind pushes against you. Relative work. Relative work is a functional layer of freefall mechanics used to link up with friends and drift away into new positions. In short, you are moving toward or away from other divers while you are all falling. Formation flying. Within formation flying, you might hold on to a partner's arm before you finally break away to open your chute. Effectively, you grab your friend in the air and then move apart so you have space to land. Parachute deployment. Parachute deployment is a critical requirement for aeronautical skydiving to pull the ripcord and slow one's descent safely. Effectively, this is the magic moment when the fabric opens and you stop falling like a stone. Canopy Control. Canopy Control is a strategy within parachute deployment used to glide through the air and steer clear of trees or power lines. This involves driving the parachute like a slow airplane to find the landing spot. Toggle steering. By mastering toggle steering, you can pull down the handles to turn or veer off a dangerous path. To put it simply, you move the control strings to change which way you are flying. Altitude awareness. Altitude awareness is a technical application of parachute deployment to keep track of your height and watch out for the ground. In simple terms, you are always checking how far away the grass is. Altimeter monitoring. Through altimeter monitoring, you must glance at your wrist gauge and count down the seconds until you open. This means looking at your clock tool to know exactly when it is time to pull the handle. Landing execution. Landing execution is a fundamental goal of aeronautical skydiving where you finally touch down and try to stick the landing perfectly. Basically, this is the very last step where your feet hit the grass. Approach pattern. An approach pattern is a core part of landing execution used to line up with the target and head for the center of the field. This describes the circular path you fly to get ready for the final touch. Wind alignment. Under the umbrella of wind alignment, you must face up to the breeze and turn into the wind to slow your speed. To put it simply, you point your parachute against the air so you land softly instead of crashing. Impact absorption. Impact absorption is a practical goal of landing execution where you might roll out of a fast landing or simply stand up. Essentially, you use your legs to soak up the energy so you don't get hurt. Landing flare. During a perfect landing flare, you will slow up at the last second and pull off a graceful finish on your feet. To put it simply, you break the parachute just before you hit the ground so you land like a bird. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more English lessons.